Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Finder. My name is Dave and today we're taking a long walk under 100 Tories. Let's go. Now, as a disclaimer, this is a review copy from Pencil First. Thank you so much for your support, really do appreciate it. Now, let's get on to the game of 100 Torii. As you can see, this box is beautiful and it's actually pretty small, but there is quite a bit of cardboard in this box. Now, it's a tile laying game that has an interesting mechanism that I haven't seen meshed with a tile laying game before. There's a game called Cartagena where you're looking at little symbols and you move to the closest one, and other games have done that. That is mixed with the tile laying and aspect of Carcassonne of the road laying. So you're trying to build a long road and you want to go under as many Tories of different colors as you can. It's basically a point salad game among those lines. It's a pretty light game, relatively easy to teach, but the production is stellar. Let me go ahead and show you that right now, show you how to play, come back, and then give you my opinion. Let's go. Alright, so this is what you get in the box, and beautiful. Every piece in this box is such. The linen finish on the cardboard is such a nice feel. The thickness, we're not going to break this cardboard insert, but we'll do this one here. You know a game is beautiful when the insert even has art on it, and I can't bring myself to throw it away, so you stay there. Okay, so you have a lot of tiles in here, a lot of little cardboard components, and a couple of these meeples, which are pretty nice. They're painted really nicely. Let's see if we can focus up here. Yeah, you can see them relatively well. And these are nice thick meeples, painted pretty cool. These tiles here are double-sided for 5 and 10. This one, whenever I see it, it looks like it's like a frog or a monster with eyeballs up here staring at me like this bowl is going to come to life. But I love it. It's so cool. And you get all these components in trove. Now, the cool thing is they even give you a breakdown of the insert on how to take everything and put it in the box. They give you little foam stuff to fill in all the gaps and stuff. And that's pretty cool. I love just a little touch there. Really do appreciate that. And as a gamer, that kind of stuff goes a long way. Okay, so now let me tell you how to play this game, and then we'll go further. Let's go. Alright, so this is the game set up for 2 players, and that matters because tiles that are going to be taken need to be that number of people. Now, I'm not going to go over every rule, but I'll go over the bulk of it so you can get to playing the game with going over the rule book just a little bit. Now, every person's turn is 4 different phases. You keep playing until all of the tiles have been depleted. Everybody takes one last turn, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game then wins. This is the starting tile. Now, the name of the game is to try to get these achievements and element tokens, material tokens that have numbers on them, and do that multiple times in order to get more points. We do that by going through Tories, doing enclosures, and making paths. And everyone must draw 2 tiles, and they'll continue to have 2 tiles in their hand at the end of their turn if possible. And then the turn breaks down as you ask for help, you then place a tile, then you claim rewards and achievements, and then you draw back up. And then the play passes to the next person. And we have the help of these 5 people, which we'll go over a little bit more. Let's go down a little bit lower so I can show you how placing a tile phase works. Okay, so when you're placing a tile down, you'll place it adjacent to any one of the tiles, and then you will get the items that you see right here that are large, and you'll pick one path if there are multiple paths to choose from. And you'll look at this item, and then you'll try to connect it to the next closest road that shares the same item, and you'll be scoring points this way. The things that you get here are the materials, and once you get 5, you will then take the token right here and have it on the 5 side, and when you get 10, you do the same on the 10 side, and when you have anything over, well, you'll be just using those materials for different things I'll get to later. So let's say I place this tile right here. I'm going to choose this icon in this row to go. So these Tories, as you can see, and they are blue and they are red, they have different actions. So when you go down a road that has a blue Torii like this one, we will collect another material in addition to collecting the one that we connected to the board. We can collect a wild one. For every blue one, we can collect a basic token that isn't the one that we just put down on the road. So I would say I would get this token right here. But if it's a red one, we would collect the same token that we placed down, so these little llama things. So we would get 1, 2, and 3 just on this turn for this tile. And the last way that you can earn materials is by creating a enclosure. So let's say that this token right here, it ends this road, and then you play this token right here and it ends this road. So this is an enclosure. You will get one of each of the tokens that are on the road there. And that's essentially it. You will continue to place tiles down, but let's go back to the first phase where we're asking for help, because this can manipulate the way that you place tiles. Okay, so remember when I said you'll be using these materials after you get 10 for something else? Well, you can use them before that as well to pay for these powers, and they're the flowers here. So you'll pay 1 material, you'll pay 3 materials, and you can use coins or any of the material that you have to do that. Now let's go over their powers right now. The vendor is you discard a tile and then you draw 2, so you can potentially have 3 tiles at the end of your turn, but you don't draw up after that. Now the samurai is the actual meeple right here. This you can put in a spot and other players cannot put any token right there. So this way you can hinder your opponent. Now the other one here is the poet. He blocks a material, so this way you can hinder people if you want, or you can make a road much longer so you go through more Tories to get more materials. Now the geisha, you play 2 tiles and you score on the second. So when you're on your tile laying phase, you will place 2, but you will score for the second one. And the gardener shakes up the game. Now I've seen this happen before, but I love it when it does. This, you can put a tile on top of another tile. Now the only exception is you can't go 3 high. So that's pretty much asking for help. You'll place a tile and then you'll see if you got any rewards. Now this is when you actually call for these help. When you buy a person's help, they will come to you as a token. You're going to have one of these, and when you do it for a second time, you'll flip this over, and the first person to do it for a third time gets the big token. So that's an achievement and breaks ties, so it's important to get those first. Now these big tokens, I told you how to get these. They also are worth points at the end of the game. If they have a big number on them, they're worth points. And if you get all the ones here first, you will get the 5 token here, and then it's lower for the next person that does that, and then the same goes for the 10s as well. And this is also for enclosures. When you do that, you'll get that. If you do another enclosure, you'll do that, and then this big token is for the 3rd time, for the first person to do that for an enclosure. And that's that. Like I said, you'll continue to play until all of the tiles have been drawn and played, and then whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. If there's a tie, the materials, whoever has the most of those at the end wins, because they're not really worth any points. Anything that has a number on it is worth points, and then if there's another tie, these little achievements, whoever has the most of those wins. Now let me give you my opinion on this game and tell you what I think. So that is how you play 100 Torii. Now, there are some small expansions. I got sent this Toku mini expansion and the Koi mini expansion. This one here just adds more fiddliness to it. It's not bad. It varies up what the gates and different things happen and what the help is and how it costs. But it's okay. I mean, you can add this if you want, if you can find it. But I do like the Koi expansion. It adds just a little bit more, and it's a good addition if you play the game more than 5 times. On my 6 or 7 play, this is something that I added, and I liked it. Now, with that being said, let me give this game a grade. It gets a 76 from me, and it gets the Gamevine Play It Award. And anything in the 70 range is a good game. I like it. Let's go over the things that I do like about it. The art and production of this game from the get-go, pencil first, always impresses me here. And I was able to use my imagination really easily just with these tiles because of the illustrations. So I can see myself kind of going down to the level and walking under these Tories myself. I know not everybody's going to have that type of imagination, but with this game, I was able to engulf myself in the theme, and it really goes over well with me. And another thing that I like is the powers that go with tile laying. When you can put a tile on top of another tile, I don't know why I like that so much, I just do, and when the tile laying game does that, well, the thumbs up for me. And the other thing I like about this game is it's a slower paced game, and because it's so beautiful, and if you do have a decent amount of space, you can go out in like a park or outside and just play this game solo. I do like the solo variant, or with a two-player variant, and just take about 30 to 45 minutes and play this game, play down some tiles, look at the art, and just listen to the birds. I think it's a perfect game for that. Now let me go over to the things that I had some issues with. I said 1 and 2 players good. 3 and 4, it becomes a little bit bloated and convoluted. I'm not really recommending this game at a 3 or 4 scale, but the solo variant was interesting. It was a bit fiddly at times, and a 2-player game is fiddly as well, but you also have to account with the solo player picking these 2 tiles and putting them up and trying to figure out with the 1 tile you're going to play what the best action is. And speaking of best action, that's kind of where this game goes. It's either you do the best action on the board, or you do one that's just slightly duller and just execute that because, well, you didn't see the best action. And that's really it. There isn't that kind of clever moment where you can get over on your opponent of taking the longer path and getting all those resources. It's just, it's there, take it, that's legal, okay, I'm gonna execute this. And if you miss it, then you're like, oh, you're kicking yourself because you could have gotten 3 more resources than if you would have chosen the other path. And some of the iconography kind of stalled me out there. I had to kind of place it to the road, and this is just my issue. I also have this with any other games that have these icons that I have to look forward to. It takes me a little more time, so it kind of stalls the game out. I don't know if that's like AP or if it's an issue with my problem solving skills in this area. It could be one or the other. What I'm saying is, it wasn't always clear which things were gonna get, and I have to make sure that I was accounting for the Tories I was going through, and that part just became a little fiddly and a little stally in my opinion. The replayability is fair, it's there, it's not going to be something that's going to get a ton of play out, but things are going to vary because, well, it's a tile laying game. You're drawing different tiles and making different roads. All in all, it's a solid game, and visually it's got such beautiful Asian kind of culture to it, so I would pull this out for somebody who is into that kind of thing, or somebody who likes Carcassonne and wants the next step up. So again, it gets the Game Vine Play It Award. Thank you so much, Pencil First, for providing us with this review copy. We couldn't do these reviews without you. And thank you so much, Vine Nation, for clicking like and subscribe and commenting below something, just anything. And until the next time that I see you, have a great rest of your day. And a great time with all you play. My name is Dave, and I'm walking under this Torii, and then I'm out. Bye. Vine Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. Or you can just sit here and watch me dance as a dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.